Hello, Frenchie here with Unique Kicks, and this is straight out the bag. And I have a special guest today, and he's going to introduce himself and then introduce a shoe that he wants to talk about. And guys, this one is one of the shoes I don't have in my collection, and I've been looking forward to it. So welcome.
Hi, Nick McFly, Instagram at Nick McFly. I've been collecting for over 10 years now. And the shoes I bought with me today are the Travis Scott High Jordan 1s Mocha. These are one of my favorite pairs. Like I said, I was maybe just getting out of college when these first dropped, and I just knew I had to have these, but like literally no one could get their hands on these. So like a couple months ago, I found someone that was selling these, and I just had to get my hands on them, and I haven't put them down since.
So these, man, I've been wanting these shoes for a minute myself. If you guys don't know, the Travis Scott collab with Nike has been a great, outrageous success.
Great.
One of the ways this is actually a Cactus Jack is that the inside, the swoosh is normal, but on the outside, the swoosh is reversed. We all know that, right? Not only that, the premium leather that's on here. The shoe has premium leather and some other little hits. All right, the colorway is the Mocha, of course, as he was saying, and I just think it's an amazing shoe. All right, the sole at the bottom, the normal Nike 1, the Jordan 1s, the normal Jordan 1 sole, but it's amazing. I love this hit right here where it has a stitched in the sock liner. It has just a little stitching, right? And it's great. What else do you have to say about that shoe?
One of the favorite things I do love about these shoes, like I said, the backward swoosh, that was iconic when it first came out. And that's it, the pocket around the ankle.
Dude, that's crazy. I didn't even know there was a pocket in there. See, I really didn't have this shoe, man.
Yeah, when I first found out about these, I just knew these. I just had to have these. So yeah, everyone knows Travis Scott's and Jordan collabs, they always hit. You really haven't missed yet with these.
Great. So guys, tell me what you think. Tell us what you think about the Mochas, the Mocha OG ones. Do you think it's worth all the hype? Well, how much was this shoe when you bought? It came out in what year?
2019.
Okay.
The retail was like $175, but now they go for like $2,100.
Okay, I want this shoe, but I'm not gonna pay $2,100 for it. All right, but it's amazing, right? So tell us what you think. Do you think it's worth $2,100? Do you think just because of the collaboration and who it was that it's worth that? Just DM us. All right, but now we're gonna go to the news or current events or however you want to take it. All right. We were talking about, me and Nick were talking about the sneaker game as it relates to the culture, and what aspects of it has extended its reach. For me, back in the day, sneakers had a position. They had a genre. They had, for example, running shoes were running shoes. Basketball shoes were basketball shoes. Tennis shoes were tennis shoes. However, now we're seeing that the sneaker game has extended where they have no boundaries. You could wear any of these shoes in the culture, and I think Jordan played a huge role in that. He was wearing his necklace and wearing his tennis shoes and how he dressed, how he carried himself. He really attracted younger people. He attracted people in the culture. Another thing is that Nick was talking about is as it relates to Adidas.
With the shoes, I said back in the day, Run DMC, they blew Adidas out the wind. Everybody knew once you had a pair of Adidas, you were the man on the block. And even me growing up, I feel like the most iconic shoe around my childhood was the Space Jams. And once you knew about Space Jams, well, if you had a pair of Space Jams, you were the coolest kid on the block. And I love how shoes identify with all cultures. Like if you see skaters, they're gonna have their Vans or their SBs or all types of shoes.
Yeah, it's really cool that we could all come together and have a you know, similar reaction to a pair of shoes. You know, for example, yeah, I like this shoe and you like this shoe. However, we don't have the same style. You know, we don't have the same style. We're not from the same culture. You know what I'm saying? So it's important. I think the sneaker game has really been fueled by the culture. Because if it wasn't for the fans of rap, this wouldn't have been hitting as hard as it's hitting right now. All the iterations of the Travis Scott shoes wouldn't be selling and being $300-400 and $1,500 and $2,400, right? So the sneaker game, as it relates to the culture, I think they're intertwined, and it will continue to be intertwined, no matter what. You know, especially the Jordan brand, Nike marketing is amazing. When you think about sports, the first thing that comes to your mind is Nike, right? And the reason that is they have intertwined themselves with the culture. Instead of saying we're exclusively basketball, we're exclusively this, we're exclusively that, we are for you. You know, we're for everyone, right? So that's one of the greatest things Nike has done, you know. So I give them kudos on that. All right. So now, guys, we're gonna go back to the shoes after this current events. All right. So when I say let's get straight out the bag. Oh, here we go. Another bag. I love this tote. I love this tote. All right. Now, if you look at this shoe that I have, this is the Jordan 1 OG High Royal Blue Reimagined. This is actually the original colorway that came out in 1985. All right, the blue. Wherever you see the places are for where the black is or where the blue is, that's exactly the color that came out in 1985. However, they have changed it. It's now suede instead of leather. This came out in leather, a nice premium leather back then. However, now it's all suede. The swoosh is suede, the toe box is suede, the sock liner area is not suede, but it's a thick material. It's a thick material. This is actually really nice. All right, but the suede, it's amazing. It's an amazing high quality suede. All right, and then of course you have the midsole. It's white, and then the bottom is the typical Jordan 1 high sole. All right. However, guys, I wanted this shoe because of the OG colors, but I really don't like it. I don't really think they should have made it all suede. They could have made part of it suede.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They could have made the toe box suede. They could have made certain aspects of it suede. However, making the whole shoe, the whole upper of the shoe suede and nubuck is just, to me, it really didn't do us the proper service to the OG shoe. You know, I know it's reimagined, and I know some people really like this shoe. Tell me if you like this shoe. Have you seen it before? Do you think this shoe does its justice to the original, to the OG? What do you think?
I like how the blue pops on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the blue pops in person way more than what I thought. But I do feel like it is like kind of too much weight on them.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, guys, this shoe was released in November the 4th, 2023. The colorway is black, royal blue, and white. And it was released at a price point of $180, right? $180. You could actually get this on StockX right now for $90. So I think the sneakerheads agree with me, all right? Because you could get this for $90. right? Is the OG colorway with premium suede, as I said before. One of the best things about this shoe, though, that I really, really like, and I wish that Jordan or Nike brand would do with every Jordan 1, is the embossed wing logo. The wing logo is not stamped on, right? It's a pretty good material. When they had to do that for suede, to get it stick on suede, see that?
Mm-hmm.
I really think they should do that for all the Jordan 1s. It gives it a high end, it gives it a high end feel, and I think it really looks good. It pops on this shoe.
Yeah, I feel like that's the more authentic Jordan feel.
Yeah, on the wing logo, right? I think they should do that for all of them, right? Of course, you have the Nike Air tag as usual, right? And the box that came with this shoe, the blue, it's blue and black, and it looks just like the normal, typical Jordan 1 box. All right, it has the tissue paper, of course, has the where I bought it from, right here, and this was actually from a sneaker convention attended. All right, and then there's the other shoe. But to me, Jordan Brand has done so many good collaborations, or they did so many great retros. I think they failed, not horribly, because it's an okay shoe, all right? But to have a fully suede shoe, it's dangerous because you get it dirty, you'll get dirty fast, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So this shoe is just, for me, if I had to grade it between 1 and 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, I would actually put this within Jordan 1s. I will give it a 4 out of 10. You know, and it's only getting that 4 because it's a reimagined. You know, they try to do something different. I can't blame anybody for that. And of course, this wing logo. Also, I'll give it something a little bit lower than that. All right. So, guys, what do you think about your shoe? Where you rate your shoe?
Me, I honestly have to give these 10 out of 10.
Out of Jordan 1s?
Yes. I feel like these are going to be one of the most iconic Jordan 1s over time. Me personally. I feel like they're going to be up there with the Chicagos and the shattered backboards. I really see these lasting long in sneaker culture.
I agree. I think it's especially, I think we have to rate that as a collaboration though, not just within Jordan 1s, because there's so many other collaborations. But I would put that collaboration as number 1 because of what it's done for the culture and what it means to Travis Scott and Nike's relationship and how it's been received so far.
How do you feel about when artists collaborate with brands like Jordan and Nike and stuff?
I like it. I think it gives you another it's a revenue for them, but it gives you another direction to take your fan base. Right. You know, you bring in new people to like into the sneaker culture. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. I like it. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And until next time, keep shooting and get straight to the bag.